very much. Representative Jayapal, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Cole, Ranking Member McGovern, members of the committee. Thanks for the opportunity to testify today. For the second time in less than 2 months with another shutdown looming, we are wasting our time on, yes, a nothing burger of a resolution, a meaningless immigration resolution that is full of empty rhetoric whose sole purpose seems to be to justify Republicans' lack of desire to address actual solutions for our broken immigration system. And I think it's important that we take a step back and think about how we got here. Earlier this Congress, House Republicans passed their cruel, inhumane, and unworkable border bill, H.R. 2. Republicans, and you've just heard it, continue to say that H.R. 2 is the only way to secure the border. But that bill has actually been brought up in the Senate. It failed twice to pass the Senate, receiving just 32 votes just a few weeks ago. And then, after insisting that the only way to address the border was through this harsh border security legislation that held Ukraine aid hostage, Republicans even managed to get some Democrats to agree to a border bill in the Senate that was written largely by the second most conservative Republican member in the United States Senate, a bill that Minority Leader Mitch McConnell called the toughest border bill in 30 years. You would think that would garner a lot of Republican votes. But what happened? Donald Trump said he didn't want to do anything to address the immigration issue and to, quote, help the border in an election year because he wants immigration to remain out there as a campaign political issue. Other Republicans in the House have said it out loud, too, saying that they don't want to do, quote, too damn much to help a Democrat. Folding to the cult of Donald Trump, and just hours after the 370-page text of the bill was released, Speaker Johnson declared the bill, quote, dead on arrival in the House. The rank and file, of course, fell in line, and the Senate bill died before the metaphorical ink was even dry. Republicans have shown clearly what we Democrats have been saying over and over again, that they don't want to do anything that would help address the issues we face of a broken immigration system. Instead of solving the problem, Republicans just want to continue to weaponize the border as a political issue for the election year. The truth is that the situation at the border is directly linked to the fact that our legal immigration system has been left in chaos because it has not been modernized in 30 years to meet the needs of our country, our economy, and our families. When the legal process is so backed up that it takes decades for legal residents to get their children into the country, or when employers simply can't get people they need to hire approved because there's a backlog of millions of people who haven't been processed, or when we have so few immigration judges that asylum seekers can wait over 8 years to get their cases heard, yeah, then people give in to unscrupulous actors, including cartels, who promise them that they can get in by paying a lot of money to the cartels and going to the border. Until you fix the legal immigration system so that it works and update the caps and the quotas, you're going to continue to see large numbers of migrants at the border. You cannot, quote, fix the border without fixing the underlying system, and you certainly can't fix it with only harsh immigration policy. Speaker Johnson and others have been caught in their own trap. They refuse to give President Biden the resources that he has asked for to process people more quickly. Republicans have voted against more money to secure the border with more technology and equipment. They've even voted against more money for more agents at the border. And to hide their hypocrisy, they're now claiming that the president can, quote, just secure the border through harsh executive actions alone. No actions by Congress actually necessary. Today's resolution is just another ham-fisted attempt to weaponize the issue of the border, and it's filled with misinformation. The resolution alleges that the Biden administration is not removing people fast enough. Yet, in the 8 months since ending Title 42, the administration has removed or returned over 500,000 people, despite progressives' due process concerns, roughly equivalent to the number of people removed and returned by the Trump administration in all of fiscal year 2019. The resolution states that the administration, quote, could comply with the mandatory detention statutes of the Immigration and Nationality Act, which no administration, including the Trump administration, has ever complied with because no Congress has ever appropriated the extraordinary levels of funding that such compliance would require. The resolution complains that the president isn't using the suspension of entry authority in Section 212F of the INA. But Republicans would like to forget that Donald Trump tried to do exactly that in November of 2018, and he was stopped by the courts. Even the Supreme Court refused to intervene and lift the lower court injunction. Enforcement-only policies do not stop people from coming to the border. In fact, when former President Trump implemented the Remain in Mexico program early in 2019, that summer, we saw some of the highest levels of migration of the entire Trump administration. When President Trump used Title 42 to turn back all border crossers, encounters between ports of entry actually shot up. Cartels made money hand over fist by providing people with multiple entry attempt packages. One individual was apprehended over 40 times alone. In fact, from February 1st of 2017 to December 31st of 2020, the duration of Donald Trump's presidency, illegal border crossings went up by over 300%. People do not make the arduous, dangerous journey here on a whim. They do it because they are often fleeing for their lives, or they're desperate to escape an unlivable situation in their home country. And because of that, they will keep coming, no matter how many draconian policies they may have to face once they arrive. The way to, quote, fix the border is to modernize our current immigration system so that it works to provide different legal pathways for people to apply, to be with their families, or come here and work, or flee war or torture, and have their applications and claims processed in a very timely manner. We have already seen that when we provide workable ways for people to seek entry and refuge, they actually use them, and encounters between ports of entry fall dramatically. This nothing burger of a resolution shows once again that Republicans don't want to do anything to fix the border. I urge all my colleagues to oppose the resolution, and I'm happy to answer any questions.